Do you ever look at your hairbrush on wash day and think, why am I shedding so much hair? Yeah, that's me too sometimes. In this video, I'm going to be explaining what excessive hair shedding looks like and healthy and realistic tips of how to actually prevent this from happening. What's up, curlies? Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Kiki, and over here we do all things curly hair tips, product reviews and styling. In today's video, we're talking about all things shedding, as this is a massive topic for us curlies. For some reason, we seem to be obsessed with hair fall and hair loss, and in today's video, I'm going to break down what exactly it is, it looks like, how to prevent it in realistic type solutions. Hair shedding is basically hair that falls out of your hair from the root. Do not confuse it with breakage. Breakage is only tiny pieces that are usually your ends that snap off, whereas shedding, it comes right from the root, and you can sometimes see a little bulb on the end of it, but mostly noticeable during detangling and wash days. Healthy hair sheds 50 to 150 strands per day, and if you do have natural curly hair, you will notice this more because we generally do not detangle our hair and brush our hair on a daily basis. That means during wash day, all that shed hair that's built up throughout the week then comes out, and for some of us it does look like quite an overwhelming amount. But if you think about 150 strands at most falling out of your head over a period of 6 days, that is going to be a lot of hair shedding. You do maths, because maths is not that great. However, where we need to be worried is when we get to this excessive amount of shedding. If your hair is excessively shedding, you may notice it falling out a great deal more than just your regular 50 to 150 strands per day. There might be a lot of hair on your pillow. There might be a lot of hair in the shower when you wash. Maybe your hair just seems to keep coming out when you detangle it and it doesn't stop. That is when we need to be a little bit concerned and take some steps as to how to prevent and solve this problem. So some of the common causes of hair shedding can be, the first one, due to stress. And usually with hair shedding, it's not immediately that we see the hair fall out. It can be 2 to 3 months later that you've experienced that stressful situation or experience in your life that you then see the consequence of it in your hair. So it may not be, you know, you've had a stressful day at work and then the next day your hair starts shedding. It's not that. It's later down the line that maybe you've been through something that's a bit high intense sort of state and you've seen the response through your body and your hair. We want to also try and pinpoint is if you have any sort of nutritional deficiencies. The easiest way you can get around this is go and get a blood test by your GP and check if your iron levels are okay, check your protein intake, make sure you get enough protein, make sure you are getting enough zinc and vitamin D, B12, because these things can all interrupt the hair growth cycle. If you are also someone who is doing like crash diet or you've experienced some rapid weight loss, this can also make your hair shed a lot quicker than just a steady balanced diet. Other causes of hair shedding are hormonal changes. If you have PCOS or you have just had a baby, hormonal imbalances, these are all things that can cause your hair to shed more than often. One of my favorites, tension and manipulation. If you are someone who styles your hair on a regular basis, I'm talking slick backs every day, you're spraying water, you're brushing, you're manipulating your hair on a daily basis, this tension can cause your hair to fall out. Penultimately, scalp issues are also something that can cause your hair to shed. If you have a scalp imbalance or you're experiencing dandruff, dermatitis, and also infrequent washing can cause your hair to fall out more than normal. So it is recommended that we wash our hair every 7 to 10 days. And lastly, neglecting the protein and moisture balance. This is something that I am really bad at doing, is alternating my protein and moisture deep conditioners. Not all of you will need to do this, but I do this bi-weekly. So one day I will use a protein conditioner, 1 week I will use a moisture deep conditioner. My hair is more of the medium to high porosity end, so it does like protein. However, if you are someone who has low porosity hair, you may want to just do this once a month. But Protein moisture balance is really something that's important in minimizing hair shedding as well. Now we've cleared some of those things up, let's get on to some of the solutions that you can do to minimize hair shedding. As I mentioned before, scalp health is important. Make sure you are focusing on shampooing at least once a week or once every 10 days. Scalp massages are also a really nice thing to stimulate hair growth and promote blood flow to the scalp. So massaging your hair with a essential oil mixed with a carrier oil is a really nice way to do that. The second thing you can do is make sure you are getting enough protein in your diet. Hair really does need protein in order to grow and strengthen. We need protein in our diets. Do the research. You can work out how much protein you need. I aim for 160 grams of protein per day. That's just in line with my fitness goals, and I feel like that works for me. Not only does it keep my hair nice and healthy, but it also keeps my body and skin healthy as well. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but as I mentioned before, the moisture and protein rotation is something that you need to be focused on. I like to use a Sheer Moisture protein treatment as well as any other sort of moisturizing deep conditioner that I have to hand. And lastly, you can really take steps to manage stress, whether that's journaling, whether that's talking to friends, socializing, hitting the gym, something to really minimize the amount of stress that you are going through, because not always we do feel stressed in our body. It does sometimes show up in our skin, in our hair, and various different ways in our body. So maybe you don't feel stressed, but it is definitely something that you should be working on and prioritizing into your weekly or even daily routine to manage stress. So just be mindful that holistic results are definitely better than just trying to pinpoint one area. I would recommend taking a look at your overall general well-being and health and really try and find areas that you can improve on, because not only will it just impact your hair shedding, it will impact your well-being and your body and skin and all of that good stuff as well. If this video has helped you, let me know in the comments if you are someone who has either overcome hair shedding or you are currently experiencing it at the moment. I would love to hear everyone's take on this topic, and I will see you in the next video.